Imagine a world where the original movie is extinct. Welcome to CineStats 102, Introduction to the Sequel Landscape. Okay, so 2024 was filled to the brim with sequels. In fact, Wicked was the only non-sequel in the top 10, sitting at number 6. And we don't see any more original movies until way down at number 17. Of the top 25 movies last year, a staggering 68% were sequels. But it isn't just a 2024 phenomenon. Looking at the top 25 movies every year, we see a clear upward trend. Sequels are becoming more and more dominant, with this past year breaking new ground. And it's not just the quantity of sequels that's increasing, it's also their density. By density, I mean how deep we are into a franchise. So for example, Moana 2 and Dune Part 2 have a density of 2, Deadpool and Wolverine is the third movie in its franchise, so a density of 3, and Despicable Me 4, well, you do the math. Let's plot the average density of the top 25 movies per year. So this past year had an average density of 2.3, which was slightly lower than 2023's 2.4. Now that's tied with 2017 for the highest ever, thanks to Star Wars 8 and Fast and Furious 8. Most importantly is this line right here. Going above 2 on the density scale means that on average, a top 25 movie is the second in its franchise. Looking at this data, it's clear that sequels aren't just multiplying, they're stacking up higher and higher. Now imagine each of these movies is a building in a city. The taller the building, the higher its density, the deeper it is into its franchise. Let's take a walk through this city of sequels. At first, the city is a mix of small and medium-sized buildings. Some originals, some sequels. But as we move forward in time, something changes. The buildings start getting taller and taller, towering over old ones. Soon, almost every new building is a part of the same corporate skyscraper. This is the skyline of modern cinema, a landscape dominated by towering franchise giants, where originality is increasingly hard to find. Why are we seeing such an increase in sequels? If the first movie in a franchise did well, then a sequel is almost guaranteed to bring people to the theater. And it's not just about nostalgia or familiarity, it's also about streaming. This year, Disney released Inside Out 2, Moana 2, and Deadpool 3. If you wanted to brush up on any of the previous movies, you're gonna need a subscription to Disney+. Similarly, HBO Max wants you to rewatch Dune Part 1 before seeing Part 2, and maybe stick around for their Dune TV show. In Paramount Plus, they're begging you to sign up for a free trial just to watch the first Gladiator. Sequels get people in the theater, but sequels to sequels gets you people subscribing to streaming services. So as theaters become just another branch of the streaming wars, we have to wonder, are we watching sequels because we genuinely want to, or because the system has made it nearly impossible to watch anything else? Now, this isn't the end of the original movie. The Oscars this year was a prime example of how independent filmmakers can make some great stuff. And not all sequels are bad, okay? Dune 2 was phenomenal, but I think the money put towards something like Despicable Me 4 could have gone to making a brand new original concept movie. Is Hollywood out of ideas? Or have they just realized we'll keep paying for the same ones over and over again? More importantly, what can we do about it? We're the audience, the ones watching the movies, subscribing to Disney+, HBO Max, or maybe even Paramount Plus if you forgot to cancel your free trial. We have the power to tell studios what we want by voting with our wallets. If we keep paying for the same stories, Hollywood will keep making them. So, next time you're at the theater or in front of the TV, just think about it. What do you want to watch? There was a lot that went into collecting data for this video, so much that I wasn't even able to get into the sequel revenue or budgets. If you want to take up the data for yourself, or even grab some of my code to do your own analysis, check out the link to my GitHub in the description. Anyways, regardless of if it's a sequel or an original, I encourage you to get out there and watch a movie. Have a good one.